Tina Turner. Tina, the queen of rock and roll and the queen of soul to me. The queen of dance, the queen of power, the queen of range, the queen of stamina, the queen of joy, the queen of entertaining, the queen of deep rasp, the queen of I can still sing really, really well as I age, the queen of gospel, the queen of amazing technique. I think we get the point here. I was getting a lot of messages on Instagram about the passing of Tina Turner, so I looked up the news, and there it was, saying that she had passed away at age 83. Amazing. And I just wanted to pay respects, really, and just sort of talk about her for a little bit. Obviously, I didn't know her, but growing up with her music, like so many amazing artists, he obviously stands out against so many other artists. It's not a competition. We're all in our little lane. She was such a powerhouse, and it wasn't just, yes, she's an amazing singer, entertainer, knowing, the fact that she went through so much pain and awful sort of circumstances, which you can read upon yourselves. I don't need to go into all that. And how it sort of shaped her voice and how her voice changed with the times of her personal life. I thought that was always quite a fascinating thing. But really, I just wanted to say, gosh, we love you so much. She was such an amazing singer, hands down. One of the most, if you just watch any one of her millions of songs out there, Proud Mary sticks out, doesn't it? And I know even from the 60s she was reigning. Gospel vocalizations there with such depth and rasp. And I think as she progressed and as she got older, there became a lighter kind of vocal that she adopted or produced when she was away from the animosity and the personal, hardships that she had to go through. So there was, she was still able to sing with so much power. And for example, like River Deep, if you see that video, you can see that she still is able to sing in the original key and arrangement. Give or take the odd, flutter, but she was still able to have that power and that aggression in her voice, which we loved her so much for. And I always say about, vocal athleticism, the fact she could dance. The way she danced on stage I don't think people understand what it takes, just to sing on stage or just to sing, and what energy that takes up. It really is. I just realized my microphone's not. You can't have it all. Belting technique that she it's really, she was really one of a kind, and it did actually hit me a lot. And even prior to doing this video, I started to well up, and you kind of go, I don't really question why, but being a highly emotional person anyway, I think it's like you lose someone you kind of think and it's kind of like the Robin Williams effect, where I physically felt so awful when he passed away, because you kind of build this connection to someone who, like I said, you haven't met, but you feel you know them, and you've been, brought up on their art, whatever their art is. For Robin, of course, it was his acting, stand-up and whatnot. But for Tina Turner, I think, so then I was listening back to her music, and then obviously the key ones that stand out were Steamy Windows. Sorry, I have to, because there's so much love and adoration. I Don't Want to Lose You also, which was 1989. Don't Need Another Hero stands out so much. It's such a well-written, well-executed song there. Simply the Best is probably one of her most iconic songs. But I don't want people just to know sort of the songs that we are sort of obviously drawn to, like, yes, this was the biggest hit of this time, or listening through from the 60s to the 70s, 80s, this whole back catalogue of songs that she was producing and still reigning as the queen on stage, who would be able to carry these massive songs that echo through to stadiums and her fans, and still able to deliver so very well all the way. I think she retired, was it her last concert was 2009, and to think she's passed away at 83 is just, she's an icon. And to talk about her voice a little bit more, I believe she went from a low D. She was able to sing like male range, like a lower. She had obviously the raspiness to her voice. She could sing really, really low, comfortably. And that's where actually she would have a clearer tone, I'd believe. And then she would be able to go to the high E, which is, where Christina Aguilera would sit quite nicely there. So when you think about that, you go, wow, it's quite an amazing feat. So, and there was instances where she sang without a microphone as well, and it's just as clear or just as loud, almost operatic in the sense that where opera singers don't need microphones because their amazing structure, their amazing resonance carries forward, and the breath support, is incredible. And so she, for me, had this very similar, obviously tonality would be different there somewhat, but as she would get higher in her range, this sort of raspy wave would come over. She paved way, and I think, considering her background, she's overcome a lot of things. And I think she's a vocal hero. She's someone who, has inspired so many, and lots of people would say, she's their hero and inspired them to move forward and, to draw inspiration from her voice and her singing and her story there. Say to people now, just if you can, if you have a moment, just check out her music. I know pretty much most people know of the lovely Tina Turner, but for those who are a little bit entwined with the TikTok or whatever, just have a little perusal. And I know I don't think this music it will ever be outdated. I think if you're a good enough artist, there's a timeless seam of beauty that transcends through, and you're lucky enough to have timelessness with your music, and she's definitely got that. And there you go, feeling emotional again. Give me a second. I like to sit with it for a minute. You know how we're sometimes just like getting emotional. I don't know, there's an English thing. How are you? I'm fine, thank you for asking. Can we move on now? Can we talk about politics or something like that? No, let's talk about emotions, man. Like, yeah, it's a sad freaking time, but with any death, I feel like obviously we should celebrate. There's like different, obviously we mourn, we feel like epic proportions of sadness, but then let that sit with you, even though we didn't know them. But it's because they've given us so much joy, and there's so much memory to their music, isn't there? And it's just, I feel so grateful, I feel so grateful to sort of know her music, and to know that I think she's just helped so many people as well. That's what music does also, as you know, heal. And she's just a beautiful woman. And thank you, Tina Turner. Thank you so much. She's a great songwriter as well, obviously. And a huge inspiration for many, And I guess it's like, I could say, inspiring those who don't even know they're inspired. Does that make sense? People are like, who inspires you? You're like, this person, this person, this person. But really, growing up on their music somewhat, there would be a subconscious sort of understanding where, although you don't think that those people have inspired you, they have. It's just, yeah, I don't know, it's a bit of a weird one, the psychology of it, but the subconscious of it. When you're born, you would be hearing that music, A great artist, great expression, great emotion that was always displayed. And for a hugely emotional person and someone who sings with so much emotion, well, I feel I do. I I just love the fact she was able to do that, and I'm grateful. So thank you so much, Queen. Queen of being queen. Don't stop singing. Hashtag never stop singing. Hashtag you're never alone. Hashtag be yourself. Go to allmylinks.com/RVA. Favorite song that she did. Please comment down below. Let's talk. Let's talk down there. I like to see what you gotta say. Don't message me about that accent that I can't clearly do. Okay, lots of love. Bye.